Sliding scale? How do I know how much to pay? I'm here with Reed Mahalko from readaboutsex.com, who had his mouth full.
I had my mouth full, and I'm wearing my Sex Geek Summer Camp t-shirt, which means this is generally business advice for sex educators and sex positive professionals. And I'm sitting next to who?
Kathy Bartulli from theintimacydojo.com. And we're glad you're here with us. I personally hate when I go to a page and it says sliding scale.
Why?
Because I don't know how much to pay. I'm like, do I pay the really high end? I'm an engineer, but I also, I live in a very expensive area. Like, I never know what to pay. I don't know what the...
It's appropriate.
Yeah, so I always feel like I'm either underpaying or I'm overpaying, so I never feel comfortable.
And you like a deal, don't you? Don't want to be overpaying.
Well, if I was rolling in money, I might be fine with it, but I want to know what the right price is, so I feel comfortable. I want to know...
How do people find out what the right price is for themselves, Kathy? Maybe you have some advice.
One thing you can do is just write to the person doing the sessions or the class and say what is it, what the most...
What's the sliding scale if it's not clear?
No, the sliding scale is usually pretty much clear on the page, but you can say, what do most people pay, or what do you feel comfortable receiving, or something like that.
Why wouldn't you just, like, if you had reached out to me, I'd be like, oh, pay what you can afford.
I think it's hard for people to determine sometimes, like, well, what can I afford? I'm paying my, like, how far do I scrape the bottom of the barrel?
Okay, I'm putting Kathy on the spot. Kathy doesn't know I'm about to do this, so this is fun. I know you to be pretty good with finances and numbers.
Yes.
Being that you're a PhD engineer, and that you've helped me a lot with my finances.
I'm glad.
How is it that you don't know what you can afford?
I think so I tend to be very collaborative, and I want both people engaged in the transaction to feel good, and I don't know what they need on the other side versus what do I what do I give up to be part of this when I don't know, sometimes you don't know how good the course is going to be or how much it will help you, or there's a lot of questions in there. Versus if they say it's $227, that's for the course, I can feel into it and decide if I want to do the course or not, versus a sliding scale. I'm like, is that person going to resent me or think I should have paid more, or I could afford to pay more, but I don't know them yet, or there's a lot of questions that come up, and I feel when people feel uncertain, they tend to not do anything and they go away.
So it sounds like you work better when there's just a hard price.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's one of the things I've done is I said, here's the price for the course. You can pay it. I've run this before where you can pay it forward and add some to give partial scholarships to other people, and then a financial hardship price. But there's like a main price that you should pay, and that makes me
suggested price.
Yeah,
kind of
like
thing.
this makes me feel relaxed.
All right.
Okay. How do you know what to pay?
I don't fucking know anything. I'm bad with numbers. I came to you for advice.
Great.
But for other people, because you can't see the screen, faithful viewers.
I put the link below.
Kathy has a graphic up on her computer.
My friend Faye gave me the link to this. It's called The Green Bottle, and I'll put the link. It's where you fall on the sliding scale. And it gives you a way to determine how much to pay on the sliding scale based on how well you're living your life. Because I live in California, so my income is much higher than someone, say, in upstate New York where my sister lives.
But your expenses
are much higher, yes. So, like, it's not just like if you make, $60,000, you should do this. If you made $60,000 in California,
and have no kids,
yeah.
And have health insurance and
right.
a 401k being provided by your full-time job, maybe...
A 401k you still pay into, even if it's by your 401k.
I don't know these things. That's why I come to you for advice.
So the page, and I'll put the link below in there, I think it's really useful. This helps me. So they're saying, like, first thing, you want to make sure your basic needs are met. Like, you have food, shelter, housing, transportation. And then there's expendable income where you're deciding, like, I want to go out for coffee or dinner, or I want to go on a vacation, or I want to buy something new that I don't really need. It's just fun. So they differentiate between basic needs and expenses or expendables. And they're saying if you're stressed and struggling to meet your basic needs, you want to take the full scholarship or the biggest discount you can. And if if you start getting a little, your basic needs are met more, but and you have health care, you might have a little bit of savings. Like you're more in the
So
middle.
it helps people figure out where they are
Right.
in their life, and it helps them orient to how to think about
Like what?
jumping into the sliding scale.
Right.
Okay.
How to judge that. And
right.
like if you have all your needs met and you have a savings and you buy things new when you want to and you go on vacations, pay the full amount, or if you can and feel drawn to, use the pay it forward button if there is, or pay a little more so that someone else can get in. I really, as an engineer, I like having something like that to guide me versus before I would just get to a sliding scale and I would often not buy. I would just go away because I was just like, I don't know what's right and I'm going to feel uncomfortable about it. So I thought that was a really useful bit of information Faye had shared with us at grad school year before last. And,
Cool. That's great.
yeah, so we'll post that link if you're curious, and we'd love to know what you think. How do you make your events and services accessible to people financially?
There you go. Awesome. Leave some comments. What would you do or are doing?